doing. Hold on. We're doing Arrow Season 6 review. My microphone is on this time, that way we hear all of it, not you know, miss anything. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. I guess. This is actually great. Arrow. Oh, source crystals. Alright, we'll do this later. Oh, why is it so hard? 30 plus. 1,000 source crystals though, that's actually like clutch. All of these platinum boxes? Oh, I have a character that's 30 plus too. I'll just like something like. Alright, whatever. I have a feeling it may matter. Hopefully it doesn't. So yeah, let's jump right into it. We're gonna use Black Canary because Green Arrow is already like. What? Alright, well, this is a 23 episode review or season, so we'll probably wind up doing both. But I want the gear. The gear would be nice. So yeah, let's get into it. So season 6 of Arrow. First off, I just kind of want to say. So like when I watch these TV shows, like I kind of watch them in bunches almost. Like I'll miss like 3 weeks, and then I'll watch, you know, like I'll miss 3 weeks, and then I watch all 3 episodes, and then you know I miss like 4 weeks. So just because like I'm busy, or like I could just kind of go through waves where I don't really feel like watching like a TV. So I just remember seeing a lot of things on Instagram where other people were saying like, wow, it's like really not my favorite season, like the season sucks or whatever, and I was like, I can see why they're saying that. I didn't love the whole break up the teams, but when you get to the season finale, you find out it is all worth it. Like everything that's happened, like it happens for a reason, and it really brings the drama back and stuff. So at first, I didn't really love that whole idea. But looking back on it, I think it was a really cool idea because, you know, superheroes aren't always successful. And I think just, it really gives you a good sense of how people view Oliver personality-wise. But also from, like, season 1, or from him being on the island to now, how things have changed. But then also kind of how things haven't really changed. You know, I feel like you could go a whole bunch of different ways with it. So, you know, it's just that's like a little thing that, you know, I think that was a big reason why people were saying this season stuff. They're like, Oliver doesn't even have a team, like how is this gonna work and whatever. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't my favorite season. I'm still gonna go with season 2 as my favorite season, but that's because season 2 had the only like villain that I heard of. Like obviously season 3 I've heard of the League of Assassins, and then I only heard of Damien Dark in season 4 through the end of season 3 of Arrow. But I think season 2 is still my favorite because then you also had Sarah Lance. So like you had Sarah, you had Laurel. Like and then you also had Arsenal, and I love Roy Harper, I love Colton Haynes. Like I just think season 2 was probably my favorite season for like those reasons. But yeah. So season 6 definitely not my favorite season. I don't care if you did not like season 6. I don't care if you didn't like the first episode to the 22nd episode. The season finale, Life Sentence, was the best season finale. The best season finale I think I have ever witnessed. Not just on Arrow, but between Arrow, Flash, Legends, Supergirl, Black Lightning in its first season. I actually thought Black Lightning finale was a little bit weak, but like I'll even bring the Marvel TV shows in here. Like I thought it was better than the first two Shield seasons I've seen. Like it's just like it's what you want in it's everything you want in a season finale. You know, you have people making up, you have people dying, which I'm gonna get to in a second, but it's just so it was so emotional. And I remember I'm in a group chat, one of my friends is like, I almost cried, like it was so emotional, and my other friend's like, oh, you're weak. And then I go on Instagram and he watched it live on Thursday. I was waiting until yesterday, Friday, to watch it. And so I go on Instagram after he texted that, and it just happened, like an Arrow account I follow like came up, and the account goes, Stephen Amell's acting in well really everyone's acting in the season finale was phenomenal and so emotional. And I was like, alright, so something big obviously happens where it's this emotional. And then I'm watching it, guys. Green Arrow wins. I try to get emotional with the TV shows. I mean, not like that emotional, but I try to like connect with the TV shows almost, and connect with the characters, because I feel like that's what really makes a good TV show. And if as making the TV show, if you're able to have characters that are easy to connect with, I think it makes for a better TV show. So personally, I feel like Green Arrow, this whole where was I going with that? So like this season, like I said, there are spoilers. At least it's in the title. Like when Quentin died, I was shaking, like actually shaking. Like, and this is what I wanted to get to is the whole like having characters leave TV shows. This season, although it wasn't really like, you know, I mean, obviously Thea leaving was obvious, but also, I mean, like, Roy Harper's pretty much done on the TV show. Nissa Al Ghul, and I love Katrina Law, like, as an actress, so I'm kind of bummed, like, she's not going to be on the show anymore. Like, she came out, she was like, yeah, it's my final episode, like, that whole Nissa, Roy, Thea episode. So, like, that episode for me was emotional as well. And then the season finale, you're just like, whoa, hold up. Like, I was shaking. And then the fact that, you know, they're able to contact Sarah Lance, who's part of the Legends of Tomorrow, and that way she's able to be there while, you know, Quentin's going through surgery. I was shaking. Like, I don't really know how else to put it. So I really think they did a fantastic job making it emotional, making it, you know, everyone's coming together. You're kind of like, oh wow, like Oliver and Renee made up, Oliver and Dig made up, Oliver and Dinah made up. I mean, there really wasn't that much beef between like Curtis and Oliver, and plus like Felicity and Curtis were kind of like, you know, on the same page. So I feel like the relationship wasn't that strained between those two. It was more important for like the other characters to be, you know, recognized and have their relationships fixed. Um, so, you know, they do this a phenomenal job of building it back up, of making you be like, oh wow, like all right, maybe like season 7 is going to be great because, you know, Oliver's going to have a real team again, and, you know, everyone's going to be together, and they're going to fight, you know. As we turn out, Ricardo Diaz is still alive, which is the other interesting part. But, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, Quentin had a seizure during surgery, oxygen wasn't put, he couldn't get any oxygen, excuse me, to his brain in 7 minutes, so unfortunately he's passed. And then you have Oliver standing there in the handcuffs because his deal with the FBI agent Samantha Watson was, listen, FBI comes in, you guys help me take down Ricardo Diaz, and I'll turn myself in as the Green Arrow, and you grant immunity to my team and my family, and I'll just turn myself in. There's no trial, no nothing. So, you know, then he's standing there in cuffs crying, and Samantha Watson, I want to say Waters. Samantha Watson's standing there because she just arrested Oliver, and like she's about to cry because now she's become such a part of this whole mission. She's just like, well, this doesn't change the deal we made. Like, it's still time that you know, you came with me, and that we, you know, like, you keep your end of the deal. So the season finale is really what I'm raving about right now. They just did a fantastic job making it emotional, you know, making people really connect with the characters and connect with what they're feeling. So that was a fantastic job. Now let's just go into the characters really quick. There weren't really any new characters introduced this season. But kind of like with Black Lightning, it was like from the beginning of the season, they're like, yeah, Caden James, he's the main villain. Focus on Caden James, and then Ricardo Diaz murders Caden James, and then you're like, oh shit, Ricardo Diaz is the main villain. So it was kind of like Black Lightning, where, you know, you think someone's the main villain, and then all of a sudden you're, you know, something happens, and you're like, oh shit, it was like a cover up, or, you know, they lied to us almost. And yeah, so I found that I kind of like that almost, because like that's kind of thrown the drama back into it. Although towards the end, sort of like, it's interesting because like Black Siren, the Earth 2 evil Laurel Lance, like everyone changes by the end. So, you know, I think it's cool to see that. Before Caden James died, you know, he turned himself in. He was like, I'm done with this. And then he gets murdered. And, yeah, I think this season was, the big thing was like emotional attachment. Katie Cassidy, I love her. I think she's my favorite actress to ever live. She is such a good actress, but like, I'm beyond words with her. I love Katie Cassidy in like a non-creepy way, I promise. But she just, you know, it's like, how could you not love Earth 1 Laurel Lance? You know, she's good, she becomes a Black Canary, and then, like, you know, she dies, Damien Dark murders her. But I find it so cool how, like, they're able to bring her back as a villain, and you're still able to love her. I thought it was so cool the way that they set up the whole plot around her, around Quentin. Obviously, like, Quentin Lance, like, he was a pretty main character, but I feel like between the end of season 5 and then this whole season, they're building him up as someone who, like, you know, really means more to the story than, you know, is seen. You know, like they're focusing on too many other things, so you don't really ever see that much of Quentin. And then towards the end of season 5, with Oliver being mayor, and he's like the deputy mayor, or the police chief, or whatever, you know. Then all of a sudden, you have him die. So, I think, you know, they were kind of setting this up almost like the whole time. And then, you know, just having him die tragically at the end. Protecting Earth 2 Laurel Lance, who, you know, she was a villain. She was like running this whole crime cartel, and Quentin was finally able to have her open her eyes and realize everything she's doing is wrong, and that Diaz is a bad guy. And back to the season finale, when Sarah comes, she goes, "So, are you like my Laurel?" And she goes, "No, not at all." But I think that's entirely false. I think next season, with Oliver being in jail, I think Earth 2 Laurel Lance, Black Siren, is going to play a key role in somehow getting him out. And then, because I think there's a little foreshadowing. Obviously, Quentin gives her the law books to read in one of the later episodes of the season, and she goes, "Alright, fine, I may as well." But then she actually uses what she knows and uses it to Ricardo Diaz's advantage. But I feel like with those law books, if enough people still think that she's Earth 1 Laurel Lance, I feel like maybe Laurel Lance is going to be the key role in getting Oliver out of the maximum security prison. That's like, it's a bold prediction, honestly. I don't even think that's likely. But if it happened, you heard it here first. Like, I think that would just be cool. It still kind of gives her character, you know, a reason to be around. And I love Katie Cassidy. I love Laurel Lance as a character. Even her as a villain. You know, I'm still like, you know, all for it and stuff. So, I think, that would be a cool way just to keep it relevant, like I said. But, like, I don't want her to just, like, disappear or go back to Earth 2 or just, like, be locked up. Because, like, you know, she really is a better person now after the whole plot with Quentin and everything. So, I think that should be recognized almost. But what is going to be tough is having Dinah and Laurel, like, attempt to work together. I just think it's going to, like, cause for disaster because, you know, she obviously murdered Dinah Drake's, like, ex-lover, and then they re-became lovers, so she just murdered him at a bad time almost. I mean, I don't really think there's necessarily a good time to be murdered, but I think you guys all know what I mean. But yeah, so I really like the Katie Cassidy, Paul Blackthorne, Black Siren, Quentin Lance, that whole plot, that whole story. I think they did a really good job executing it too. Cause you know, sometimes like you're kind of almost like excited for a plot, and then it turns out not how you want it, and it kind of sucks. But I actually think it kind of like stole the show more in a couple of the episodes, which in its own way kind of sucks because, you know, you really want like the main characters to be the ones to steal the show, but every once in a while it's almost good to have like the cast, like the supporting characters steal the show every once in a while, just, you know, keep things fresh, but like it's also something you're not expecting. So yeah, so Donna Drake too, like Renee Ramirez, Curtis, I always forget what his last name is, but Curtis was terrific. Honestly, just how all three of them have grown as characters, you know, making their own team and finding out, you know, how to do this by themselves. Because now with Oliver going back, like going into prison, you know, that's all they can do. They can only figure it out by themselves, and it's a good thing that they know now. So hopefully, you know, Diggle will be there to lead them, because he did lead them for a time. earlier in season 6. So I really hope that they can all come together. Uh, I'm still really interested how the whole Dinah Drake Laurel Lance relationship is going to work out. Um, I think that's one of the things I'm most excited for in season 7, which I forget when it's set to release, but I know it's going to be on Mondays. I think they're changing the date of it again. The day of the week it airs, but yeah. So I'm really excited. So now I'll give like a couple reviews almost. My review for, you know, characters, casting, out of 10, I'm giving it like a solid 9. I think it's just, I think the only casting I really didn't like. I mean, I can't really think of a casting I didn't like, but I mean, I'm not just gonna give it a 10. So we'll go with a, like, pretty high. We'll give it like a solid like 9 for casting. Like, I think everyone just, I didn't realize what side it was on. I think just everyone did a really good job executing their roles, almost. And like sometimes you have people like that would, like, I follow like all these, you know, comic accounts, and they're always giving like, oh, this person should play the next Batman because they would look good playing Batman. Well, it doesn't matter if they look good wearing the suit. Can they execute the role? Can they make me excited to watch the movie? Like Hugh Jackman, he was born for the Logan role, for the Wolverine role. Who else? Like, I think I'm convinced Chris Hemsworth was born for the role of Thor. Tom Hiddleston for Loki. Like, you know, so it's like they look the part. You're like, yeah, this person makes the perfect Thor. But then it's all really about execution. So, and sometimes I'm like, no, I don't really think that person's a good actor. So yeah, they may look cool wearing the suit, and that would be cool because, you know, they're a big name actor. But like, would they really do a good job of doing it? So, you know, that's almost what it boils down to sometimes for me personally.
Green Arrow.
So, yeah, so casting I give a solid 9 because I just think everything was executed so perfectly. For the plot, out of 10, I'm gonna give it like a 6. I didn't really love the whole team splitting up thing, but I feel like it had to happen for season 7. And like, looking back on it, that was really all foreshadowing, because now, you know, the whole everyone like leaving Oliver, well, now Oliver leaves them, so it's kind of like, and not necessarily that he wants to, but because he needs to. Also, I feel like William played too much of a role, in a sense. Like, I don't really like when main characters have kids that can't like really be involved from like the main plot standpoint. Like, I feel like William, Oliver and Samantha's son, before Samantha died, with Adrian Chase on Me and You, and the bombs. So like, I feel like if he's not gonna be a superhero, like, I don't like kids being involved. So then I think, like, personally, like, I wish he was either superhero or like really wasn't in the universe. Like, I think he did a good job playing William, and he's a really good actor. I forget what his name is, but I think he did a phenomenal job playing William. I just think William as a whole really shouldn't be in it. That's just me personally. Like, if in the Flash TV series, if it gets to this point, where Iris and Barry have a kid, and then they have Bart, and then all of a sudden, like, Bart's playing, like, a role as a superhero almost, like, you know, we fast forward, like, a couple years or whatever. I think that would be, like, so friggin' cool. But, like, just to have, like, him not playing a role, just kind of, I don't know, it didn't really excite me. So, that was part of the plot that, like, I didn't really love. What else? Oh, shit. Yeah. So, I didn't really love that plot. The whole, like, Cade and James doing it because his son was killed, like, I get a lot of, like, characters in these comic books and stuff, and comic stories, like, they either become heroes or they become villains because of death that really affected them. But I don't really, like, I think, like, I don't know, I feel like the way, like, I don't know, I didn't love the whole, like, team up between Diaz, Anatoly, Black Siren, Cade James, Vigilante, Vince Sobel, who's technically working as like a double spy almost. Yeah, so, I don't know, like, that was also just, but then I love the plot once, like, we found out that Ricardo Diaz was the main villain. And like the quadrant and like all that stuff, like that was cool for me. I really enjoyed that. But I feel like the first half of the season was a little like tough almost to get through, in a sense. So I appreciated more so the second half of the season than the first. So the first half of the season is what really brings it down a little bit. But if the first half of the season was more like the second half, I think season 6 just overall would be better. So my overall review for season 6 of Arrow, out of 10 is going to be like a solid, we're going to say like 7.5, mostly because of the casting. I mean, I know I only gave the plot like a 6, but I mean, the second half of the season was really good, and the finale, I think the finale alone bumped it up like a solid like point, or at least like a half a point. The finale was so good, and just everything leading up to it, and it sucks that, you know, Tommy Merlin, who is my favorite character in season 1, and then, you know, he died after his dad blew up the Glades, but you know, he makes an appearance, so to speak. You know, the actor makes an appearance, but it's not actually Tommy Merlin. And then, you know, we lose Quentin Lance, we lose Roy Harper, we lose Nissa Al Ghul, and Thea Queen. Now, I mean, obviously, they can come back at any point, you know, and maybe in a crossover, and they're like from a different Earth where the actor comes back, but, you know, they're playing a different personality or so a different role. So I mean, there's like, I mean, I'm not saying they're out of the show forever, because, you know, anything can happen. But it is kind of a shame that Thea Queen's not really involved anymore. Because I really liked her in like the first 2 seasons, and then once she, you know, got high off like all the American Brew or whatever it's called, I was like less hyped about her. But you know, like she still played a big role, and she was always there for Oliver. But I guess now that he has Felicity, it doesn't, not like that doesn't matter, but, you know, he has other people to turn to. So but yeah, so solid like 7.5. Arrow's my favorite TV show out of all the DC TV universe. The Arrowverse or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, so it's kind of tough because like I really want to give it a 9, but I think the first half of the season is what does bring it down a little bit for me personally. So yeah, so that's my review. I give Arrow a 7.5 out of 10. I think season 7 though is going to be really good. I have really high expectations for it. So hopefully when I'm doing my season 7 review this time next year, I can give it hopefully a 8.5, 9. If it's really that good, I'm hoping 9.5 or 10 even. I try not to give things 10 because it's not like I love every single little thing, about everything, like about the show. But so, like I try to keep it realistic. But if they do a good job on season 7, it's always a possibility. So can't ever count it out. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for the review. I'm gonna finish the Green Arrow, this little Green Arrow multiverse, and then I'll do my Legends review. So if you guys were just here literally only for the review, not even for the gameplay, but just to see what I had to say about it, I'll just do you guys a favor because I don't want to be one of those clickbaiters, clickbait YouTubers. You guys, I'm done reviewing right now. Unless you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll answer them. If you guys have comments, after the stream ends, put your questions in the comments, and I'm still willing to answer them. I love talking about this stuff. I love interacting with fans. So it's really just the perfect mix. So if you guys are just here for the review, I'll save you guys the trouble of just watching me play and kind of bullshit a little bit. And I'll tell you guys right now, peace out. If you guys want to see me finish up the Arrow multiverse right now, stick around, and then we'll move on. But if you guys are gonna leave, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, hit that bell, that little bell on the home screen. That way you guys always get post notifications and stream notifications first. So thank you guys for watching. But if you guys are gonna stick around, we actually only have a boss battle, which is pretty sick. So hold on, let's keep the darkness within. I feel like it's gonna be Enchantress. Oh wait, what did we get? Ah, damn it! Oh, 2 diamond mother boxes. Oh, yeah.
Green Arrow.
Yeah. Alright. So we're gonna go AI because it's level 30. And I need to check my phone anyway, so.
Arrow Cave is not a stupid name. It's called the Quiver now. That actually makes sense.
Begin.
Yeah, kick his ass. Oh my goodness gracious. I had like 12 Snapchats, guys. Alright, caught up on all my Snapchat. That was good AI's probably. That probably would have had a performance super well.
We packing the same arrows? Who says I need
This
arrows?
was a solid win though, so good for me. Pikachu. Well, we're not getting any gear. I thought we were gonna get gear from this. Otherwise, I probably should have just played as Black Canary. But I mean, I guess we're actually probably getting more gear for other characters because it's mother boxes. Down mother boxes. Alright. That's pretty cool. Ooh, Starfire gear. Rating gear. Alright. Well, yeah, so that's gonna do it for this review, this episode, for real, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you guys go back to the home screen, click the little bell. That way you guys never miss a post notification. Make sure you guys tell your friends and family about us and how cool we are, how dope we are, how much you guys enjoy us. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, guys.